In a quiet little forest, nestled among tall green trees and colorful wildflowers, lived a rabbit with a very special garden. This garden was filled with bright orange carrots, more carrots than he could ever possibly eat. But this rabbit, whose name was Pip, had a little secret. He didn't like to share, not one bit. While all the other animals in the sunny meadow played together, hopping and laughing, Pip was always busy counting his carrots, making sure every single one was accounted for. One afternoon, a friendly squirrel named Squeaky and a little bird named Chirpy came to visit Pip's garden. Their bellies were rumbling, and they looked very hungry. Squeaky twitched his nose and asked politely, "Hello, Pip. We see you have so many wonderful carrots. Would you be willing to share just a few?" "We haven't found much to eat today," Chirpy nodded, adding with a small peep, "We would be so grateful." But Pip just wrinkled his nose and shook his head very, very fast. "No," he declared, puffing out his chest. "These are all mine. I planted them, I watered them, and I pulled all the weeds. You should go find your own food." With their heads hanging low, Squeaky and Chirpy walked away, their hearts feeling as empty as their stomachs. They couldn't understand why Pip, who had more than enough, would be so unwilling to help a friend in need. Pip, on the other hand, felt a surge of pride. He looked at his gigantic pile of carrots and thought, "I am the richest rabbit in the entire forest. These carrots are my treasure, and I earned them all. No one else deserves them but me." To protect his precious hoard, he even built a little fence around his garden. He would sit on top of the biggest carrot pile, guarding it like a dragon guards its gold. Day after day, Pip ate carrots for breakfast, carrots for lunch, and carrots for dinner. He ate them alone, feeling very important. But a strange thing started to happen. The more he ate, the more carrots he seemed to have left over. Soon, the carrots at the bottom of the pile, the ones he couldn't get to, began to get soft and mushy. A funny smell started to fill the air. The carrots were beginning to spoil. Then, one stormy afternoon, the sky turned gray, and a heavy rain began to fall. When the rain finally stopped, Pip hopped out to check on his treasure. But what he saw made his long ears droop. A huge part of his carrot pile had turned into a smelly, rotten mess. The rain had made them spoil even faster. "Oh no!" he cried out, his voice trembling. "My beautiful carrots. They're all ruined. There's no way I can eat all of this now." As he stared at the wasted food, a memory of Squeaky and Chirpy popped into his head. He remembered their hungry faces and how politely they had asked for just a few carrots. A wave of shame washed over him. If only he had shared his carrots when he had the chance, they wouldn't have gone to waste, and his friends wouldn't have been hungry. With a heavy heart, Pip gathered the few fresh carrots he had left, placed them in a small basket, and went to find his friends. He found them huddled under a large leaf, looking for stray berries. "I'm so sorry," Pip said softly. "I was selfish and greedy. Please, take these carrots. I've learned my lesson, and I don't want to ever make the same mistake again." Squeaky and Chirpy looked at each other and then smiled warmly at Pip. They happily accepted the carrots and invited Pip to share them. And from that day forward, Pip became the most generous rabbit in the forest. He realized that hoarding his treasures only led to waste and loneliness, but sharing brought everyone together. Pip finally understood that sharing doesn't make you have less. It makes happiness grow bigger and bigger for everyone. What lesson did you learn from Pip's story today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more fun animations. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.